Hello. Okay, so one thing that I've been asked before is it worth it to go to Disneyland for spring break? Well, you're asking the wrong person because I always want to be in Disneyland. But if you decide to go during the spring break season, so I should say that meaning Orange County students are on spring break. Utahns, they have a huge Utah audience. It kind of happens within March and April, but I'm talking about some pros and some things that you should be aware of if you decide to go to Disneyland during the spring season, where you could run into higher crowds and more kids being out of school, so families are going. So they do sell out. When we went during spring break a couple of years ago, it was pouring rain, like a waterfall of rain. And they couldn't find my reservation. So they eventually did, but they were like, we're at capacity. Like we can't accept any more reservations. So like, be aware that you will want to book early and get that reservation early because it will sell out 100%. The crowds are larger, so that's something to consider. It is the Food and Wine Festival at Disney California Adventure, so that's going to make crowds bigger, but those crowds are going to be bigger at the food trucks that are all over the place and in restaurants. So one tip for that is to eat on off times. So maybe at 11 a.m., have lunch, and then at or 3 o'clock, or 11 have breakfast, 3 o'clock have lunch, 8 o'clock have dinner. I don't know, just spread it out so that you're not going during the peak normal lunch, breakfast, and dinner times. It is cooler temperatures. Like I said, it was pouring rain. I recommend getting ponchos. I would get them in advance. They're like $2 at a grocery store, but they're expensive in Disneyland. So it's just the easy ones that fold up and go in your pocket, and you can chuck them when you're done with them. I recommend arriving early. Take advantage of that golden hour and get some more rides in advance, because if you have a lot of spring breakers from the Disneyland area, they probably aren't going to necessarily take advantage of that golden hour because they live there. So why do it? You will probably want to get the Lightning Lane multi-pass so that you have the opportunity to have shorter wait times in line. And I've made a video that kind of breaks down like the most effective way to use those Lightning Lane passes. So check that one out. Take advantage of single rider lines. I will say sometimes Matterhorn isn't necessarily always like, you may still have just as long of a wait time on Matterhorn, but for the most part, whenever we've used single wait times, we've always gotten on a lot faster. But there's a handful of rides that have single rider. Take advantage of it if you can. I know if you have younger kids that they don't allow that. But there's also rider swap. So if you have a little that can't go on certain rides, then they'll ride swap for you so that you can all get a chance to go. If you would like to make a dining reservation at any of the restaurants, make those the second that you're allowed to. So I think it's 60 days in advance, immediately, so that you have that reservation. I would spring for the treats because they have like specific springtime Eastery treats. The bunny, the Rice Krispie treat bunny that has like a marshmallow cottontail, so good. I don't know what they do. I know it's silly. It's a Rice Krispie treat. I can make a Rice Krispie treat, but there's something about their Rice Krispie treats that are phenomenally better than mine. I don't know what they do. And I'm not a big marshmallow fan, but that little bunny on a stick that's a Rice Krispie treat with a bunny tail made of marshmallows, delicious. And they have specific treats and food offerings just for springtime. So take advantage of those because they won't always be there. They do have a fireworks show and a projection show. So the nights that there's a fireworks show, there won't be a projection show, and it kind of goes on and off. There is World of Color in Disney California Adventure. That's a water show that they do in the middle. You can get a virtual queue for that so that you have a better spot to stand and watch the amazingness. One thing that's free that we really enjoyed when we went is actually in downtown Disney, and you can get a scavenger hunt and look around. They have all these like massive eggs that are painted like Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck and all the Fab Five. And you go around and find them, you put a sticker on it, and then you take that back to, it's usually at World of Disney that you can get the little scavenger hunt paper brochure. And if you return it with all the stickers, you get a little Easter egg that's like Mickey or Minnie. It's so cute. And I love those. They're so cute. I think you have to pay for the scavenger hunt. I don't think it's free. I don't think it's a lot though. It's like $10, but it's 100% worth it. There are a ton of after-hour events that happen during the spring season. Like there's Star Wars. There's so many different ones. If you are interested in any of those events, I highly recommend purchasing them the second that you can. It's kind of turned into a thing now. It didn't used to be. Like Oogie Boogie sells out within minutes. Maybe not minutes, maybe hours, but like it's worth it to pay attention to when the best time is to make those reservations and purchase the tickets for the after-hour events. There's lots of them, tons, and it's during springtime, which is nice because it's not so hot. I feel like the summer in California is very, very hot. There is also some discounted tickets during the early spring season, so maybe like early March, February. That's when they have spring. We're still snowing here in Utah, but they have discounted prices for ages 3 to 9, like $50 tickets. Sometimes they're even less. So take advantage of those discounts, but also recognize and be understanding that you will be in a more crowded Disneyland. Wait times will be longer. Everything's going to be a little tighter. Is it going to be as bad as it is during Christmas time? No. Is it still going to be intense? Yeah. So prepare for it. Be flexible. Be okay with taking a break. Hope this helps. Like and subscribe.